Cheers guys, Epics here. Welcome to another game in the Quick Look series. Today we take a look at VOX MACHINAE, which is a mech-based game that puts the emphasis on high-speed action as opposed to, the slower lumbering style mechs. Although it does have those, but this is a game that's in it for the multiplayer action. It was in beta earlier this year, now it's in early access. And I've had an opportunity to put a couple of hours into this game already, so stick around till the end of the video to get my thoughts on it. I start off with a tutorial, which may not be for everyone, so just a quick reminder, I timestamp my videos, so if you're not interested in the tutorial section or this intro, you can jump right into the multiplayer gameplay. Now, like I said, I'm pretty silent throughout that because I'm already doing them a disservice by sucking. Filming a YouTube video on top of that and yapping through it, yeah, it does your team a pretty big disservice. So mix those in. I tried my best. I still sucked, but I tried. Either way, had a blast with this. So guys, sit back, chillax, grab yourself a snack or bevy of choice, and let's check out VOX MACHINAE. Cheers guys, and welcome to another Quick Look. As I was saying in the intro, this is VOX MACHINAE, and I gotta say guys, despite the pronunciation of the title, this has a lot of positives going for it. It's got a few negatives and we're gonna touch on those, but let's start off with some positives. And I'm gonna consciously try not to sandwich my compliments, in terms of positives and negatives. But I gotta say, you start off with some pretty impressive eye candy. So where we're sitting would be the equivalent, it looks to me like a shipyard. This is one of those massive buildings, where they would build cruise ships, some of the biggest ships on the planet. Except they're building mechs here. And from this platform that I'm sitting on, the scale is unbelievable. It feels like you'd expect it to feel. There's a mech's arm over there. There's this towering orange mech, which I kid you not is probably 20-25 stories tall. This thing is massive. And that scale carries over into the game. So let's take a look at some of the settings, guys, just so you know what's available here. I want to always make sure with quick looks that you get an idea of what's available. So let's go into quality first. I've got super sampling set to 1.2. The performance has been fine with that. I'm going to push it a little bit higher to 1.3. MS anti-aliasing 2 times. Bloom is on. Tessellation is set to high. Terrain is set to high. And dynamic resolution is enabled. So we are good to go here. That's the quality settings. Video, you've got field of view options, which is awesome for those of us capturing the game because some of the field of view is pretty damn low. So this is the field of view for screenshots and VR mirror in render mode. Thankfully we can go up to 80 degrees, which is a lot better than the default. Full screen we've got set to on, 1080p. Now I am curious about the resolution. Wow, you can go 4K, so it looks like it's kind of ready for Pimax 5K. If you've got that, that would probably be a blast. Mind you, you'd need a nuclear power plant of a GPU, but it's doable. So there we go, those are the settings. We are gonna jump in. I wanna show you just a little bit of the training, but everything's gonna be timestamped. So if you don't wanna see the training, you wanna go right into multiplayer, go ahead and jump into that, okay guys? But for those of you still here, let's do a couple trainings where I can just talk without the game getting in the way or getting my arse kicked. So we're gonna start with weaponry. So I was saying that scale carries over, and it really does. The cockpit, it's like an Elite Dangerous cockpit. It's really immersive. And what's more, guys, I had about 12 people in my comment section, 12 of you, state you won't need HOTAS for this. The track controllers are marvelously done in this game, as the cockpit is almost fully interactive. And guys, they weren't kidding, it is. And I'm not missing the HOTAS. And you guys know what a huge proponent I am. The right controller for the right game. And I gotta say, it's track controllers for this cockpit because they've tailored it 4-track controllers, not HOTAS, which is, it works really well. All right, so let's turn the key. Grabbing stuff. Grabbing stuff with the touch controllers is done with the bottom grip. With the Vive, it's done with the main trigger. All right.
Fire the laser with left trigger.
So we're going to do that. And it's probably the first negative I noticed, guys.
Fire weapons until you overload.
Keep in mind it is early access, but it would be nice if rather than, you know, smoke sprites, there was actual dimples or craters when you shoot the terrain. But it looks great. And like I said, the scale carries over. You are in a 25-story mech. And check this out, guys. Everything here, pretty much, the controls, the little screens, anything with these handles, you can manipulate. There's another one here. So you can hold up here. This. It's pretty awesome. All right, let's get back to business here.
Press left trigger to fire the laser. Status is showing the upper right. Missiles are now assigned to the right trigger. Missiles fire in sequence.
So center left stick is park, and then you can go forward and backward. Unfortunately, there's no proper strafing yet. You can kind of strafe with the jump jets, but they're very limited. So you don't want to waste all your jump jet. All right, so let's get the scope in. So we're going to power up our railgun and then let go. There we go.
This is the eject handle. It lets you escape the battle.
This is a pretty cool feeling too.
Pull upon the eject handle. And ready. Weapons training complete. You are now ready for battle.
All right, guys, so let's go in. So we are going to pick a mech here. Let's do a loadout. Now, I've had a couple of different kinds. Let's go with the heavy. And let's pick it. So we are Team Red.
Location, certain planes, atmosphere.
Each of the mechs so far feels different, which is great. Whoops.
Capture the assembly line. Lost radar station.
All right.
The enemy captured the radar station.
Okay, let's strafe a little bit here. Okay, the combat, in case you guys haven't figured out, is just a blast. So you've got control points that you got to capture for various benefits. Whoops. Alright, let's do that again, guys. So gameplay, just an absolute blast. Really, really fun.
Your team captured the armor foundry.
Now, you got to be useful, and I've been completely useless to these guys, which sucks because I'm recording, but it is what it is.
Your team lost radar station.
All right. So we are lumbering, so we are going to be a little slow to the battle here. So yeah, destructible terrain would be awesome, and proper strafing. Definitely things I want to see in this game. But graphically, you can't really complain. It's doing a great job.
Your team captured the assembly line.
All right. We got to get into this here.
Your team captured radar station. Your team has defeated you. Report for destiny.
Oh man. All right. So you can see there's a bit of strategy involved. And I haven't figured out all the nuances, right? There's different capture points, but an absolute blast. Definitely recommend picking this up. Like I said, it is early access. There's tweaks and patches pretty much constantly coming in. If you look at the last 3 weeks, the devs definitely putting a lot of effort into it. So you hear the negatives, you know, I mean, I've got to speak to what type of game this is. And it's not the RPG style, but neither is it truly kind of capture the, you know, aspects of leveling and upgrading that you could find in other online shooter games. All right, here we go. Now, probably just a calibration issue, but another thing is the height.
Location, city lake, atmosphere, 1 Earth gravity, ambient temperature, 209 Kelvin. New salvage located, destroy all scavengers and capture it.
Okay, check the radar. There we go. I gotta pick a faster mech next time too. Did I just fall under the world? No, I didn't. Good. Okay, let's go forward.
Enemy recovered, salvage, destroy it. Restarting systems.
Okay, that wasn't smart.
Restarting systems.
My hand is falling asleep. Okay, that was a blast. Just make sure I don't hit my guys again. Nice. Smashed the hell out of him.
Right like critical. Restarting systems. Critical. systems. Torso critical. Ejecting.
Well, guys, I just wanted to add a little snippet at the end of the video because I didn't do a lot of talking during the multiplayer aspect because A, I already sucked pretty bad, only having played the game a couple of hours. B, I knew I was going to suck that much more with the distraction of recording myself. I'm sure as it was, they were cursing me to high heaven, my teammates, because I did absolutely disastrous. But whatever. You know what? It's a once every so often that I'm going to film something like this and make people have to put up with the suckage. I just wanted to give you kind of my final thoughts on this title. Just some suggestions to the devs if they're watching that could make this so much better of a game. Now, I'm not going to punish this title for not living up to what my dream mech game is. That's not fair to this title because that wasn't the dream that the devs of this game had. They had a specific vision and they built towards that vision. So my game is still out there. It's going to come. I have no doubt about that. In the meantime, though, I've got an amazing mech game to play in the interim. So let's talk about the positives. Scale. You do absolutely get the feeling that you are in a massive mech that is 20 plus stories tall. The cockpit, so intuitive and immersive in the sense that all of those viewers, and you guys know who you are, who commented saying, just wait till you try it with the track controllers epics. You won't even think about HOTAS. You guys were absolutely right. What they've done is pretty damn awesome, the devs, in the sense that they got touch controllers working within a cockpit environment to the point it feels intuitive, like you're really interacting with the cockpit. I still think there's a time and place for HOTAS, but that's if a game like Elite Dangerous that renders to those units. Yeah, because they are the in-game controls, it makes sense. But now I can really see what you can do with track controllers. Wait till we get controllers that start throwing all the fingers in, you know? And yeah, we know there's things out there in the works. But to actually be able to interact with the cockpit, that was pretty damn cool. Graphics, fantastic. Performance, I've got a 1080. It's not, you know, a slouch, but it's no longer really state-of-the-art with the TIs out there and the 2080s on the horizon. But yeah, I didn't get a sense that the game was poorly optimized. I got this quite the opposite, that it was fairly well optimized because I was able to crank the settings and I didn't get into reprojection territory, which was nice. Lots of options for eye candy. I just wish there was a bit more destructible terrain. Now, I've read some of the patch notes, and let me tell you, the devs fast and furious pumping out the patches, the feature updates, which is fantastic. But the sprite effect of smoke when you blast the terrain, it would just be so cool if that would dimple and crater. But I get that's a lot of processing power to do it, and I'm perfectly fine with it the way it is. That would just take it up that extra notch. Another negative to me, no repair option. That, I think, for this game would be awesome. Right now, you get into situations where you get essentially dismembered, your mech, inoperable, and you're taken out of the theater of combat, especially when that combat, you know, continues to evolve around you and technically moves away from you. There's not much you can do to help your teammates. So some type of repair option would be amazing. Like we've seen with titles like Dawn of War. I thought Dawn of War for an RTS did a fantastic job when it first came out of moving away from resource collection to holding points and having that ability to kind of always mount a comeback via those control points. Well, in this game, I think a combination of control points and repairs would work wonders for this game. Some type of leveling, and I'm not talking about the RPG. I said I wouldn't, you know, confuse that with what the dev's vision was, but some ability even if it was Battlefield style or, you know, some of those larger FPS games where you've got just an ability to kind of open up new mechs. That would be cool. There's a couple of mechs in there that I've tried. The Hopper, I believe, was one of them that I didn't feel had a real identity and a real role in the game, but that is still, you know, open for change. Again, they are in early access here on Steam, which is what I played. But yeah, communication, that was the other negative I had, and that ties into lack of tutorials. I couldn't find a lot of tutorials that handled the multiplayer aspect. They were great for how to control your mech, but not how the hell you communicate with other players. And I know there's a bit of one, but yeah, it could have done a much better job there. But again, that's something they can add. So all in all, guys, highly recommend this. If you're into mechs, you're going to love this. I think the price is a little steep, but hey, the devs are trying to make a living. I get that. It's just, I don't feel where it's at quite right now at the stage in development. It's worth the 30 beans that they're asking. This would be a game that, you know, $19.99 kind of max, $14.99 to $19.99, $15 to $20, in other words, would be more fair. But hey, if it is too expensive for you, wait for a sale. But if you're into mechs, you're going to love this game. So there you have it, guys. Those are my thoughts on this title. Let me know what your thoughts are if you tried this in the comments below. Love to hear from you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps spread the video around. And as always, guys, till the next time, cheers.